Bezrat Hashem, the Gemara this morning, Bekhorot, page 35a. The Gemara this morning is going to speak about a certain mitzvah called Bechor. As you know, there's a Bechor by men and Bekhorot by animals. Bechor means firstborn. The firstborn of men is bought off by the parents from the Kohen. The firstborn of an animal, like a sheep, is given to the Kohen, right? Now, if the Bechor gets a physical defect, which means he gets a cut, and this is a cut that can never heal, he breaks a leg in a way that it can never heal, this is called mum, it's called a defect, and in this case you can buy off the sanctity of this animal, eat it, right, and you take the money and you give it to the temple, to the Bet HaMikdash. Now, in the Gemara this morning, there was a case that little kids played in the mountains. And in the mountains, they had sheeps. And they had like baby, right, sheeps over there. What did the children did? They went and they attached the sheep's tails together. The sheep started screaming and they started to walk out one from another, and they tried to run away, and one of the tails of one of the sheep got torn. Now, what happened was, this sheep that got its tail off was a Bechor, and this is something that does not come back. So the question was, are you able to buy off this Bechor, this firstborn, and eat it? So the Gemara says yes, because it was not done intentionally to make the defect in the animal. When the babies, the kids that played around heard that, the next day they went and they did the same thing. And then the question rised again. Are you allowed to take the Bechor that his tail was cut off and eat it? And the answer was no. The first time it was done unintentionally. It was not done with the intention to cut off the tail, to make a defect in the animal in order to be able to eat it. The second time, it was done with this intention, so therefore it's not allowed to eat it. So we see that sometimes when you do things unintentionally, you be allowed to use the object, and when it's done with intention to do the defect or to do the action you're not supposed to do, then you're not allowed to eat it. So the same thing, we find many concepts this way. Shabbat, for example, whatever you're not allowed to do, a non-Jew is not allowed to do for you. You're not allowed to open the light. You're not allowed to ask a non-Jew to open the light for you, right? You're not allowed to mop your house on Shabbat. The cleaning lady, even though she lives in your house and everything, she won't be allowed to pass the mop on Shabbat. Whatever is not allowed for you, she's not allowed to do for you. But if she does it for herself, without intention for you, in this case, you're allowed to enjoy it. Example, you'd ask her to bring, for example, a book from a certain room, but it's at night and the room is dark, and when she goes there, she opens the light. She opens the light for herself. She's not opening the intention that you should enjoy it. After she comes out of the room, you'll be allowed to walk in this room and profit from this light, to read or to do anything, because she didn't do it with the intention for you. She did it more for intention for her. So you're not allowed to do any action that's going to give you any enjoyment, right? That because of this action that you did, right, you're going to not profit of something which is not allowed. So the Gemara continues over here and says, there was one time a goat, right, who kicked a man. Then the goat started to run after the man. So what did he do? He gave it a kick. But by giving it a kick, he made a defect in the animal. The question was, this animal was a Bechor. Was he allowed to eat it? Says the Gemara, yes, he is, because he had no intention to make a defect. He had intention to save himself, right? And to push away the goat. But the Gemara says, if the goat kicked him, right? Or gored him, if you want, and then the animal ran away and he went away, but then when he comes back, he sees the animal, he gives it a kick, right? What should we say? Should we say is he just revenging for what the goat did before, or is trying to do a defect? So the Gemara says there was no reason to kick the animal now, so it's considered like doing intentionally a defect in an animal, and in this case he won't be able to enjoy this animal, means buy it off and to eat it. So the idea of the Gemara this morning is you're not allowed to enjoy something that you were not allowed to do, and you did it intentionally, and you want to enjoy it now, you won't be able to do it. But if it's done unintentionally in certain circumstances, each case has to be dealt by himself, but in certain circumstances, you'll be allowed to enjoy, right, from what happened because you didn't do it with the intention to profit out of something not permissible. I wish you a great day. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.